story. There used to be a guy across from the gas station called Jacob Janka.
A Scandinavian.
No, Dutch.
Oh, okay.
And he had a big smokehouses, and he sold pickled eels, smoked eels. He had a sign out front. People would just stop him. He always had them. That was his only livelihood. Back then, if you was in a bar in Oakdale back in those years, at night, all these old guys would come in with a cardboard box full of smoked eels, and they'd sell them to you at the bar for $0.25 a piece.
That goes good with a beer.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
And you could eat them right at the bar, and then the bartender would throw the remains away for you. It was a standard practice.
So they didn't have food in the bar. These people would come
No.
in.
He just come in and say, anybody want a smoked eel? Sure.
And what would you? How would you have it on, like a little plate or whatever?
Put it on a bar.
Put it on a napkin and eat.
Well, they give you a napkin. You
Yeah,
throw all
yeah.
the skins on it. You ever have a good smoked eel?
Yeah, I've had that.
You don't have them no more though, because they're no good anymore.
No.
They keep freezing them. You can't freeze oil, and the eels are all oil, so they get rancid.
Oh God.
But anyway, Janka told me there was a guy named Red Kroupa. You know Hoi Ming's restaurant? The Chinese restaurant by the golf
Hoi
course.
Ming?
Oh, yeah, that,
Okay,
yeah.
well, that used to, in the Second World War, there used to be Red, his name was Red Kroupa. It was Red's Anchor Inn,
Krupa.
Kroupa.
Okay.
So he had the bar in the front, regular bar and grill, and in the back he had these huge smokehouses. And same thing, eels, any kind of fish.
And this was called Red Anchor Inn.
Red's Anchor Inn.
Red's
yeah.
Anchor Inn.
So I went in there. My mother and father used to hang out there. When I went to learn how to smoke, Jankas told me. So I went down and asked him. He knew me as from a kid. He said, "Yeah, I'll show you." So you go in the back, and you know what? The old galvanized garbage cans.
Yeah. The metal garbage.
The galvanized metal.
Yeah.
Zinc plated.
Right.
We had all these things full of fish and brine and galvanized
And you brine them
garbage
first.
cans. You got to brine.
How long do you leave them in the brine?
Silicone. The eels go overnight.
Okay.
Any big fish with the skin on has to go overnight. And if they lay 2.5 hours, that's enough.
Oh,
So
wow.
the only reason for the salt in the brine is to draw all the blood out of all the capillaries and get all the blood out of the fish and put the salt in. That's kind of preservation.
Because you want it to be dry, right?
Dry and salt kills any kind of bacteria.
Yeah.
So then you put other spices in for flavor, like garlic and stuff like that.
What do you do? Powdered garlic?
I like that granulated stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in the old days, they used to put so much salt in them because you heard of jerky.
Yeah.
The cowboys had
Right.
salted meat in their salad. That's almost inedible.
Yeah.
They
It's
smoke
tough.
they smoke for preservation out in the desert and everything. I'm smoking strictly for flavor.
So
Right.
that was a big thing here. Was
Like I say, this is a fishing community.
pickling fish.
Yeah, all these farms, clam diggers. Well, they're out all day doing their thing with those clam pots. They would put eel pots over.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
eels would come to sea. They were stirring up all of that mud, so I guess there's a lot of little edible guys swimming
Yeah.
around that eels. And at the end of the day, they pull up the eel pots out of it. They have what they call a car. It's about as long as this table here. And about that height, with two big doors that open up. And sometimes when they put one of these floating in the water next to their boat,
Uh-huh.
the day they come home, they dump the eels in it. Sometimes they'd have up to 2,000-3,000 eels swimming
Wow.
around in these things. So whenever they wanted to sell them, they screw them in a net, fill up a basket or something, whatever it is, and sell them to guys like Kroupa or Yonkers or whoever. They didn't catch their own eels. They bought them and smoked them, and then they raised the
Right.
price up. You know.
How are they doing, the eels? Are they still around? Or
Oh, my
No
God.
problem?
The
Yeah.
place is loaded with them.
Yeah, because I know my kids fish with them, you know.
Yeah, because there's eels, because all the guys used to catch the eels died or went out of business. So now the eels came back. We used to have a thing called comb, an eel comb. It was a big wooden thing with all these spikes in it. They drag it behind a boat, and they just impale all the eels on these things. wherever they went, there was no eels for a long time. They wiped the bay, rivers out of the eels.
Because
Don't
they
know-
eat the clams and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, no, they wanted these to sell,
Oh,
to sell them.
didn't they have to keep
then
them
after
alive?
huh?
Didn't they have to keep them alive to sell
No,
them?
you gotta kill an eel to,
Oh,
but the ones that lived, they would sell to whoever. The ones that died, they would skin them and pickle them.
mm.
But after they wrecked the whole eel industry, they went out of business because there was no more eels. Now they stopped, and all the big trappers died. Now the eels are back. There's a whole generation of people who never had an eel. So they're not buy no steaks. They don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, they don't know how to
Yeah.
eat them.
And any eels you do get, somebody has frozen, then they smoke them, and they're rancid, so nobody wants to. It tastes crummy.
Right.
So
So what does this other guy do? Export them?
who-
The guy who sells them to that fish place locally.
he has one of these like this. He gets them over in the North Shore someplace, Sag Harbor or someplace. He oysters over there too. He gets oysters and everything.
Yeah.
So he's got a guy out east someplace who can do 100 pounds of smoked at a time.
Wow.
And I only can do about 30, 40 at a time. But he likes to eat the flavor I'm on. So he brings me 30. I keep like 9 or 10. He gets back 20 smoked. He might eat a couple and then the rest he'll sell down to the fish market here. And
Huh.
whatever they pay him, they'll double it. People are going in there, they're paying $23.50 for a 1 pound eel.
Wow.
$23.
Yeah, I know, it's expensive.
And he says you can't keep them on the shelf.
That's interesting, huh?
So that's that group of people who do know what it is.
Well, they say here, mostly the old timers come in and
Old
say, oh my
timers.
God, eel.
Yeah, yeah.
It's bringing back memories to them.
Right, and you've eaten that your whole life.
Oh, yeah. See, I never charge for nothing, right? So guys that bring me all kind of fish they catch. And the clam diggers that bring me the eels, same deal. Give me 30 eels, I'll keep 10, give you back 20, so, right? But after a while, you come home and on your back porch would be a half a bushel of clams or
Aw,
stuff like that.
that's nice.
Everybody,
Right.
we just all trade with each other. No money, no nothing.
that's great.
And
Are you apprenticing anyone to your method? Or?
my wife,
Oh,
Yeah.
she can do it the same as I can. And my son-in-law keeps saying he wants to learn. Other guys keep saying, but they never, they won't put the time in. Everybody's too busy,
that's great. Now this little bar, this little bar that you were in, like where the guy came around with deals, was that a predictable thing, like every night, or did he just come like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday?
Usually it was Saturday.
Yeah.
But the bar people didn't care because everybody was happy,
Yeah.
The old guys didn't, do you want them or not?
Make him drink more anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is the building that, what was his name, Bianca's people? Bianca or something?
Bianca?
Bianca. Is that still there, the building that he
Yeah,
used to
he's,
use? Is it?
as you come out Oakdale, Bohemia Road, onto Montauk Highway, there's a little insurance agency.
Right, the little.
That's the
address.
place, that's
Oh,
where it
that
was.
was where it
Yeah.
was. And the Chinese restaurant in West Sayville, that was the.
Red's Anchor Inn.
Anchor Inn? Yeah, was that a bar, Red's Anchor Inn?
Yeah,
And he
the
had the
smokehouse is
smoking.
behind.
Okay. And does that look basically the same? Is it basically the same building, or is that?
Well, it's the same building.
The same
Where-
building.
Where all the Chinese live in the back there, that was
Okay.
the smokehouses.
Okay, so it's the same building. It wasn't like that was torn down and the.
Well, it's
Chinese
set up a
buildings
little different now. The bar is now is basically the same. And all the rest was a dance floor where the restaurant is. And on the other side, he had like an open air, I guess you'd call it a patio, enclosed patio, where people could sit outside and,
now. So it's sort of like a beer garden.
yeah, a little,
And he had dancing there too. So that must have been a
it's
popular
strictly,
place.
it's strictly a jukebox. Well,
Okay.
it's a Second World War place, you know.
Now, was he, what was Red? Was he like, because this is right here in Bohemia, there's a lot of Czech. Was he like, but it seems like Sayville and all that had all the Dutch and all that. What was he? What was his
So,
background?
Well, they call them, the town is called Bohemia. I believe in Europe there was a Bohemia, which was, I think, part of Czechoslovakia.
Right.
I think Bohemia, I think, is basically Czech.
Yeah. But your friend, the Red Zanker Inn, what was his background?
He was Kroupa. That's a Czech.
Oh, see,
Oh,
all
it
the
is.
time.
Sicilian.
There's a lot of Kroupas.
Yeah, there's still some of them around.
Oh, so
descendant.
there were Czechs then.
But his bar was over in Sayville, in
West Sayville.
Oakdale.
West
Oh,
Sayville.
West Sayville.
It was right on the borderline, Oakdale, West Sayville.
Right, right.
Yeah. Did you know him? Like if you would, you
Well,
know,
my
would you-
mother and father used to hang out there during the,
so they would have known him.
and he knows me from when I was a kid, and as I get older, I go in there for a drink once in a while.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's fascinating. That's a great little story. Too bad we didn't have a picture of that place.